Warning. This show contains content intended for adult audiences. The language is crass at best and downright insulting most of the time. This is all made for the sake of comedy and poor sophomoric taste. The skits are parodies, and any similarity to real people or stories is purely coincidental. Any insults hurled at any one human is made in jest. We're just covering our bases for when one of you skins your knee on an internet insult. We love you. Again, this is all a joke, whether you laugh or not. Not just the show, but this waking existence. The great cosmic giggle. Try not to take it seriously.
15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo. Now, I'm sure that most of you know the old story about the astronaut who went far out into space and was asked on his return whether he had been to heaven and seen God. And he said yes.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and sentient artificial intelligence. Join us on this journey to find the others. Because no matter where we find ourselves in this multiverse, the act of existing is all too familiar.
Guys? Is anybody out there? Hello?
The mushroom has a tremendous problem-solving ability.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
As we look across this great expanse and stare at the stars, we can't help but be reminded these lights, though we're seeing them all at the same time, happen across a multi-billion-year delta. Some of those fires burned millions of years ago, some billions, but all of them happened so we could experience them in this one singular moment.
They called us scouts. They called us seekers. They called us Hoosier. But we were destined to question everything.
I don't know about you, but as for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes.
It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Question all the things that you know. Steve likes the weed. Tell you about DMT. The Hoosier Sophisticate Show. The Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Hoosiers with the dream. Sophisticated blasphemy. It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Question all the things that you know. So let's set our minds free for the singularity. It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. The Hoosier Sophisticate Show.
What is happening right
This
now?
is the first time Steve is hearing this song, and I hope that you
Can
all
I hear
will,
it?
I hope that you all will enjoy it as much as I did. Mike, you might want to make sure that your microphone is turned off as we rock this, and here we go. No, turn it on.
Heroic tale of Mr. Kitty in the big bad truck that tried to end his days. Steve killed a cat. We felt the thump and heard a slap. Driving down that narrow country road. The guy, he wasn't dead. Then they took the robot to his head. Mr. Kitty, you won't purr anymore. Kitty, get ready. Kitty out of luck. Kitty got hit with a big bad truck. Now don't you step on that country road, yeah. 'Cause Mr. Kitty, if you do the like me that you like the toad. Kitty had family, Kitty had friends. No one gave a shit when they hit his rear end. Now don't you step on that country road, yeah. 'Cause Mr. Kitty, if you do the like me that you like the toad. Take it away, me. Mr. Kitty on the meows. What's in the road? Watch out, there's a cat!
This is the greatest song in the history of songs.
When Mr. Kitty died, he didn't go to heaven. Cats have 9 lives, he was on number 7. Mr. Kitty woke up and went on his merry way. Steve didn't kill the cat. Mr. Kitty was saved from that. Big truck driving down that country road.
I want to turn off the show. Just
Saved
like,
to save
what the
the
hell
day.
is going on here?
Mr. Kitty sent him on his way. 'Cause everyone knows the cats are evil. Demon spawns and were sent by the devil. Dogs are man's best friend anyway. This was a song for Mr. Kitty. Licking his tail, looking oh so pretty. Watch out, boy, the big truck's on its way.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Steve Killed the Cat.
I'm flattered and fucking disgusted with myself at the same time.
It's pretty much my favorite thing that's ever. From Beckley Foundation, ayahuasca stimulates the birth of new brain cells. For a long time, scientists believed that no new neurons are born in the brains of adults, meaning that when our existing brain cells become damaged or die, they are not replaced. However, it was later discovered that neurogenesis, meaning the creation of new neurons, does in fact occur in the hippocampus, a brain region associated with memory.
Unfortunately, the rate of neurogenesis is not always sufficient to replace all of our damaged neurons as we age, which is why many people suffer from dementia and other age-related cognitive deficiencies. Fortunately, a study conducted by the Beckley St. Paul Research Program and published in the journal Scientific Reports reveals that certain compounds present in the psychedelic Amazonian brew ayahuasca actually stimulate the birth of new neurons. Researchers placed harmine and tetrahydroharmine, the most prevalent alkaloids in ayahuasca, in a petri dish with hippocampal stem cells, and found that this greatly increased the rate at which these cells developed into fully mature neurons. The result of this study were first presented at the Interdisciplinary Conference on Psychedelics Research in 2016, and represent the first evidence that components of ayahuasca have neurogenic properties, thereby opening up a wealth of possibilities for future research. Beckley is currently conducting additional experiments to discern the magnitude of the observed effects, as well as undertaking studies on live animals. The replication of the present findings in vivo would represent a major breakthrough in mental health care, with potential applications ranging from treating neurodegenerative and psychiatric disorders to redressing brain damage associated with stroke or trauma. Jordi Riba of the Beckley St. Paul Research Program explains the latest findings, illustrating them with the beautiful images following. What you see here is a static picture taken after several days of treatment of the stem cells with the different compounds. No neurons were present prior to the 3 different treatments. A. Saline, water and salt. B. Harmine. And C. Tetrahydroharmine. This image is the control, when only salty water, saline, added to the cell cultures. The nuclei of the stem cells can be seen in blue. These stem cells have been treated with saline for several days, and only a few have developed into young neurons, the few green spots in the image. Harmine stimulates neurogenesis in vitro. This image shows the results after several days of treatment with harmine. Blue is still present because it's a marker of cell nuclei, and all cells have nuclei, stem cells and neurons. The green spots are the young neurons marked using TUJ1 staining. This staining is specific for neuron-specific class 3 beta tubulin, present in recently created neurons. The red spots show more mature neurons. The staining marks the microtubule-associated protein 2, MAP2. Its presence increases during neuron development. This image shows the results obtained after several days of treatment with tetrahydroharmine. The meaning of the colors is the same. Why is this so exciting to me? When we talk about mental health and how psychedelics may contribute to them, many times we're depending on our anecdotal and subjective experiences and how we can explain them. Sure, we have the experience and we say, man, I just feel a little sharper. The sky looks a little bluer. The air tastes a little crisper. Everything just seems a little clearer. So we've hypothesized that psychedelics may contribute to some kind of neurogenesis, at least a heightened communication among neurons in the brain. But very rarely has that ever translated to quantifiable science. And this study appears to have done just that. When we take these harmines and tetrahydroharmines that are found in these different ayahuasca brews and we apply them directly to cells in petri dishes, they're actually causing neuron growth, neurogenesis. This is amazing. We have so much to learn in the field of psychedelic science. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And I want to remind all of you that this information was originally debuted at a conference in 2016. So while we can be excited about doing all of these things through the correct channels, we also have to understand that the time frame for all of this is very cumbersome. So we practice our patience, we all do our due diligence, we still try and quantify in our own way our own subjective and anecdotal experiences, and we hope for more of these studies that actually prove what we've maybe been speculating all along. This is Craig with this week's Psychedelic Scrapbook. I hope you enjoyed it.
And now back to your regularly scheduled deprogramming.
This is legit. cannabis toast. A toast to the smokers, the dabbers, the dealers, blunts up for the tokers, the laughers, the healers. A toast to the flowers, the crystals, the keef, the shatters, the sugars, live resin, the leaf, the terpenes and tinctures, the waxes, the weed, the edibles, the eighths, OG Kush and Blue Dream. Medicine helps too much to list 'em. Does your doctor know the endocannabinoid system? THC, CBD, just a part of the plant, doing some work pharmaceuticals can't. So a toast to the patients, the growers, the vets, our moms and our dads, brothers, sisters, and pets. And what about our kids with seizures unlivable? Doesn't make sense to turn their parents to criminals. And let's not forget our brave first responders, PTSD, what they've seen, and thoughts left to ponder. So in November, let's stand up and do what we need. Let's all lift our voices and yell, "Free the weed!" Yes on two, everybody.
See, I didn't even hear that before, and I knew exactly what you were going to say at the end. That's so great, man.
Oh,
I got a little bit of tear going in my eye.
Oh, good, buddy. I'll give you air.
Oh, that's my guy. That's my guy.
I'm
right
glad
there.
you're proud of me. I'm actually, I'm disgusted with myself. How happy that makes me feel.
This is exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to send Bigfoot a message to let him know why I need to meet him. My fans all call me Bigfoot Willie Jr. 'Cause Bigfoot Willie Sr. is my paw. Mama's name, it ain't the same. Her name is Shirley. And she's in prison due to running with the law. You see me, my ma and pa, we was in business. The business of tracking a Bigfoot down. The feds, they say our business wasn't honest, so they cuffed my mama and dragged her butt downtown. Bigfoot, I know you're out there, can you hear me? Without her, our family ain't the same. It's me, your old pal, Bigfoot Willie Jr. I won't hurt you, but I gotta clear her name. It was shortly after that my pa went loony, 'cause he'd seen a biped ape man in the woods. There's nobody left in town that would believe him, so I promised I'd find Bigfoot if I could. So each night after last light I get to walking, casting plaster molds of the freshest Sasquatch prints. Through the Klamath Mountains I'll be stalking, also I can prove my mama's innocent. Bigfoot, I know you're out there, can you hear me? Meet me in the moonlight silver gleam. It's me, your old pal, Bigfoot Willie Jr. Please don't go inside, squash all my dreams.
That was tremendous.
If you take a psychedelic with a psychiatrist and it's the right set and the right setting, like, does it have potential for great healing? So we wanted to test it out for ourselves.
Oh, okay.
And I'd really like to put some clothes on.
Peter!
Now stick in that
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
It's all true.
I don't believe a single word you've said.
March, can I help?
No more! No more of these things. You know, when I was a little girl, my daddy said he was going to build us all a paradise. But this is paradise.
We can't live on just love and fresh air, can we?
We could try.
Mushrooms, anyone?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
And now back to your regularly scheduled deprogramming.
He's the strongest one. He's the coolest one. He's the strongest one. He's the coolest one.
The strongest one in the schoolyard. The coolest one in the schoolyard. He's the strongest one in the schoolyard. He's the coolest one in the schoolyard.
Falling in love again in the schoolyard. Again I'm falling in love again in the schoolyard. I'm falling in love again.
He fell in love in the schoolyard. She's looking at me oh so hard. In the schoolyard we don't play games. In the schoolyard it's not about fame. In the schoolyard you fall in love. The schoolyard is all about love. When you fall in love in the schoolyard, you fall in love in the schoolyard. Dreams, and the schoolyard is not as it seems. In the schoolyard is where we fall, but don't forget who you are.
thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here for this congressional hearing talking about the Drug Abuse Resistance and Education Program. Many of you may have known as DARE, D-A-R-E. I'm Senator Fulllovett from Covington, Louisiana, and we are joined here today by Mr. Darren, the Dare Lion, and I'd like to get some questions answered about the effectiveness of this here program that was instated in 1983, and just to see how far along we've come with this here program, keeping the youth of America, the children of our future, off of these terrible, terrible drugs. Mr. Lion, Darren, Mr. Lion, in your opinion, your humble opinion, do you think that the DARE program has been a success?
Well, that depends on what you consider a success. I don't have the numbers with me.
Well, now let me clear a few things up for you there, Mr. Lion. In the last 10 years, according to a study that came across my desk from PhD DJ Hansen, the effectiveness of the DARE program, 2014, over a 10-year period, we have seen increases of 29% in drug use and 34% in tobacco use. Now, I travel all along great state of Louisiana talking to my constituents. I have seen what these drugs have done to my community. I would like to know, sir, if you still think whether or not this has been a success.
I thought I was doing good things. I swear I didn't. And to God, I didn't know how this was all going to turn out. I went in there. I was looking for some work, found a job. It's hard for a lion to get work. And it seemed like we were helping the kids. So I don't know.
A 34% increase in tobacco use. While just the other day, just before I hopped on the Pontchartrain Bridge, I was headed in and I was going to get some beignets down there in New Orleans. I saw a 7-year-old boy smoking a Marlboro Red on the side of the road. Is that the America you want to live in, sir?
No, sir.
Well, now I gave you the stats on 2014. Let's go back. Let's go back to when I was just a young and up and coming little whippersnapper. In 1992, let's see, a study from 98 said between 92 and 95, they found a 59% increase in illegal drug use among high school seniors. Can you believe that? Ain't even out in the world on their own. Haven't even taken a chance on life yet, and they're already all caught up in the damn dirty devil drugs.
You gonna put that on me? Now it's my fault to watch all the kids? I don't know. I was trying to help. I didn't know what was going on. Listen, I'm a simple lion. I didn't know what was going on. I was just there for a paycheck.
Mr. Lion, you're gonna have to help me understand how something as innocent and carefree as an 8th grade dance is now all of a sudden filled with a bunch of hopped up meth heads running around swamp.
I think you'll see most studies show that most 8th graders are doing meth. And that's not on me.
Well, it says here, Mr. Lion, as I dig a little bit deeper into your past, that it shows you here on Epstein's flight log.
Sure was.
I thought I knew you from somewhere. I did. I thought I seen you before. Mr. Lion, and I want to thank the good chairman here for yielding me my time. Mr. Lion, I want to ask you again, after being presented with some of these stats and seeing the current opioid epidemic that we face as a country and drug problem that we face as a country, I want to ask you again for your reflection and your truth on whether or not this drug abuse resistance education program has been a success. And with that, sir, I will yield the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Congressman, thank you. Listen, We were doing our best, okay? Yeah, sure, a few more kids tried drugs because of the DARE program. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, we're now learning that the war on drugs is a war on consciousness. We're learning that the war on drugs was a war on people, a war on our fellow citizens. And they're trying to make me the scapegoat of everything. And I'm not a goat, sir. I'm a lion. I instinctively eat goats. I don't want to, but I do. So DMT may revitalize your belief in God. So maybe ketamine helps you deal with debilitating depression. So maybe cannabis can help you live a better quality of life. Did we know those things back then? Maybe. I don't know. I don't understand why you're putting this all on me. I'm an actor. I'm out there reading a script. And now you bring me in front of all these lovely taxpayers and say I'm the reason kids are experimenting with their consciousness? A talking lion? I don't think so. It's ridiculous. I want the people at home to do their own research. Find out your own facts about this stuff, because the war on drugs is a war on you.
"16 contestants from around the world compete in a combat-style tourney where the winner gets a chance to take on reigning master gaffer Jason Long of Sweet Leaf Emporium in Farmington, Missouri. This is the Great Big Blow. Let's meet this week's contestants."
Hello, Sergey Santa Monica. I come from Georgia. I am glassblower. I am best glassblower in all of land. I like Disneyland. I like Lunchables. And I also like blowing the glass. Because when I blow glass, it's like all of the pain inside of me goes through tube, comes out other end, is very strong, but at the other end is sometimes vulnerable. And when the glass breaks on the other end, you go, which is, it's just their soul leaving your body. Boris! Yes, hello down there. Yes, I'm blowing the glass. My favorite bands are Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blink 182, all the small things, truth tells, truth seems. Yes, you know the tune. I enjoy eating Lunchables. Nacho Lunchables are my favorite. Hello, I'm Sergey. I'm off to the glass blowing competition. As you can see now, I live in beautiful San Francisco. Behind me, yes, right behind me is the Full House house. Yes, Danny Tanner house where Danny Tanner live. House where Uncle Jesse have nice hair inside house. Lot of weird things with Kimmy Gibbler going on next door. One of my favorite shows brought me most joy in Georgia. We are waiting for final season now. Final season should be out here in the next 4 to 5 years. I don't actually live in one of the houses. I live in the park. Here, glass blowing is not as, how do you say, lucrative as one might think. I'm poor. I eat trash from the dumpster. I like to eat a hot dog on stick. I like to enjoy in American freedoms, like swimming at the beach, volleyball, and rollerblading. I like to do all such things such as that. Hello, this is my dog Vladimir. Sit! Good boy! Hey! Sit! Boy! Good!
Hey, how's it going, bud? I'm Hyler Howe from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, eh? Besides being known as the best glassblower here in the Great White North, I also make the meanest and choicest poutine this side of the Frenchies, bud. Other things I'm interested in besides blowing the glass around is I'm a big champion moose caller. I have done this before. I don't recommend anybody just do this on their own. Make sure that you have a good, fine-hearted Canadian with you when you're going to do it. I don't like doing this so close to home. I'm so good at it, I'm afraid I'm going to call a beast out of the woods. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know, sometimes I come down here, I think about the next little great glass blow that I'm going to do. Hey, you know, back there in the woodshed is where I do most of my glass blowing, bud. Just this past year, I blew hockey sticks for the All-Sasky line for the St. Louis Blues. Old Heiler's got his own how hat trick. I try to take 3 different broads into the airstream here, bud. Some say that a how hat trick is a goal, a fight, and an assist, eh? I say the old how hat trick is 1 in the goose, 1 in the moose, and 1 in the poos, eh? How's the water today, bud? Pretty cold, eh? The muskie's hidden. All right, bud. Hey, look, we want everybody to know that they're welcome up here in the Great White North. You know, I know we get the reputation for being some really kind, gentle people, but I want to tell you something, bud. Like, this place is no joke, okay? You come up in here into Saskatchewan, you're not ready to fight a bear with your bare knuckles. You got another thing coming, bud. Oh, I want to show you guys all the beautiful parts of Saskatchewan. The fishing up here is great. You pull these fish out of the water, you have to keep your head on a swivel, because those bears will come out of the wood. They'll fight you for your fish. Okay, you could just be walking around trying to take in all of these nice little conifer trees here, and next thing you know, you got a little cow moose coming trampling towards you. She'll stomp you in the ground, bud. Hey, little moose, you better run, bud. Old grizzly coming to get you. Bear's a hoser, bud.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably kind of hard to hear me right now, but what we're going to do is we're going to watch a couple more skits, and then I'm going to try something new. I'm going to read a little short story, what is called a thought experiment. We're going to start it, and then every day just give you another little piece of it. Keep enjoying these great little skits that my genius partner Steve came up with, and we're going to come back with a little thought experiment called God's Debris. James Carlton. Insurance 314-961-4800. Handsome. Amazing. Astonishing. Astounding. Fabulous. Incredible. Fantastical. Phenomenal. Prodigious. Stupendous. Unbelievable. Wondrous. Divine. Fantastical. No, seriously, he's fantastical. You got a house. Go on and get it insured. You got a car. You gotta get it insured. You got a life. Go on and get it insured. CarltonInsurance.net. Fantastical. Stupendous. Fantastic.
Hey, boys and girls, I'm talking about native hemp extract. That CBD. That CBD. Get inside of me. Inside of me. That CBD. That CBD. Sweet delicious CBD. That CBD. That CBD. Got the CBD. That CBD. That CBD. You can get it from me. I can. That CBD. That CBD. Inside of me. Inside of me.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
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 No. Inside of me.
Inside of me. Inside of me.
Native hemp extract. 1,800 milligrams of total cannabinoid goodness from Pike County, Illinois. Get yours at HoosierSophisticate.com.
I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Checking the swamp man for a pretty girl. Being an outlaw in an outlaw world.
Hey, I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Walking my hound dog, surfing that swamp. Catching crow that do the sweetly stomp. Everybody do the sweetly stomp.
It's a stomp, it's a wiggle, turn around, a little tickle. It's a stomp, move your feet, head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf.
Dude, man, get on down to Sweet Leaf Emporium and do that Sweet Leaf stomp, man.
James Carlton. James Carlton. James Carlton. You gotta get your insurance. Gotta get that State Farm insurance.
You think you found the best insurance agent in the game? Well, I got news for you. I did, and it's James Carlton. State Farm. CarltonInsurance.net.
961-4800. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
It's the Bobby Battlehawk Show. Dude, man.
What's up, everybody? Bobby Battlehawk, week 3. Week 3 makes me think of the Trinity. If you know old Bobby Battlehawk, his holy trinity is Mopar power, the Spanish society, and the art that is the female orgasm.
The old runners in the shop. You guys saw there was a 14 Dodge Caravan out there because Mopar or no car, if you know what I'm saying. So I got this loaner on the shop while the road runners getting tuned up a little bit. I'm getting it bored out from 440 up to a 460. I mean, that was Bobby Battlehawk. Some people know me as Bobby. Some people know me as 207.
Why do they call you 207?
Well, the average adult female's got 206 bones in her body, but when she meets old Bobby, she's got 207, if you know what I mean. Gun? Damn, dude.
I know.
Oh, with it, Cacao! Deuce 4 on the floor, if you know what I mean. Little Chevy Deuce with 4 on the floor.
Break that play down for us.
Man, what happened was you had Tamu, had him out of the gun, right? Now, everybody was thinking he's going to come under center. He's going to take that thing, he's going to pinch the center right there on the ass, right? You're not going to give a hook call, it's a silent snap. But instead, he jacked back in the gun, he turned there, Thought maybe he's gonna give a fake. Hell no. He gave him right to him, right up the middle. He just came with there with a head full of steam, boy. A head full of steam like a locomotive. Punched that thing in the end zone. Touchdown, Battlehawk. Oh, little pass. Here we go. Here we go. Not in our house, dude. Not in the Battle Dome, dude. Not in the Battle Dome. Oh, shit. Act like you ain't here for the show. Come on. Come on. Act like you ain't here for the show.
Oh, shit.
You see that mustache coming to a mind's near you, if you know what I mean. Smell that. Man, that's fucking play.
Well, we beat up all over them Guardians today, and I'll tell you what, gave me the opportunity, man, hanging out down on the south side, my old stomping grounds, dude. I had left a lot of glory out on them fields, man, back in the day. I'll never forget, we played them Cavaliers back in '84, and we rolled them up, man. We rolled them up 46-3, man. All they got was a field goal. We never let them live that shit down, man. But I'll tell you what, some of the kids, they've heard the names, they've heard the legends, you know. When they saw me down there at Spanish Society, they asked if they could get a little shot at the title, you know, see if they could show who the new kid on the block is. I said, all right, you want to challenge old Bobby? You want to run them for pinks, boys? You want to run them for pinks? That's what I call the single moms over there watching me. We call them the pink slips. So I'll tell you what, man, I went out there, and boy, howdy, I was throwing lasers all over that field, just like our boy Jordan Tamu. Got a chance to go on out there and throw some bullets to these little Hoosier boys, man.
Buddy, the entire south side of St. Louis depends on you, all right? You're the man. We're giving you the ball. I want you to take it down there, and I want you to grab your glory, okay? It's your game to win, son. Now go on out there and get him. Go on. Go on to the house. Go on to the house, boy. Woo! Go on, throw that thing on the ground. Let them know who the king of the south side is. Yeah. On one. Set, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, is that? You don't walk out here, you act like you got a broken wing or something. Can't even put two hands on the ball and put it in the basket. Come on, man. Yeah, you don't spike a football when you drop it. This ball's been through enough trying to be caught by you. Making me look like a damn fool out here. I want you to run up there, give me 6 yards, give me a little post, go on diagonal. Set. Yeah, just run the fly. Oh, I hit you in the hands. You guys are trying to make Bobby Battlehawk look like a damn fool in his own castle. You got no respect for the game. Out here acting like you're above a little bit of hard work. You gotta show you what a champion does, all right? Set. Go on. Here. Oh, hell! Hey, listen, on one-on-one, I'm gonna put this thing right in the old honey hole, okay? Say it. Oh, hell! Them Hoosiers end up taking it home. We're just like, make you sweat a little bit, man. Caw. Well, Bobby's a little winded. That's the smell of victory and Dracar Noir, ladies.
You know, man, it's tough being Bobby Battlehawk walking around town, especially on the south side, dude. You hang out at a place like Spanish Society, these kids, they're around a legend, man. They ain't doing much athletics these days outside of the bedroom, you know, but I'll be damned if I didn't drop just dimes on these little kids while their little dime piece moms was watching from the sidelines, you know what I mean? You know, when you got a couple 6, 7 single moms lined up hoping for some dude just play a little catch with their little boys, you know. Hey, look, man, this week Battlehawks, they did us proud. And you know who else did us proud? Each and every one of you that showed up to that game, tailgated like a damn fool, had Stan Kroenke pinatas. We were just beating the hell out of. There were cars on fire. St. Louis packed the damn joint. I've never been so damn proud to say that I'm from the Gateway City, man. So I'll tell you what, next week we're going to do it again. Let's get on down there. This time it's on Saturday. Here's the best part about it, dudes. I already had an engagement Saturday night, so I'm going to get on down there for a little tailgate. Watch who we playing? Hell, it don't matter. I think it's maybe DC or who gives a shit. We're going to go down there. Battlehawk's going to beat the hell out of them, and then we're going to go down to True Man's Place in Soulard. You guys know what I'm talking about. Trim-bonanza, if you know what I mean. We're going to sing you some songs. Bobby Battlehawk's going to be there. Bigfoot Willie Jr., maybe you heard of him. He's going to be there. The boys for Hoosier Sophisticate.
Whatever, man. Point is, get your ass down to True Man's and Soulard for that fucking total puss palace, if you know what I mean. Cacao is the law. That's a 20-point win. Cover the spread. Battlehawks, baby. Cacao.
Bobby Battlehawk Show. Dude, man.
Good morning. Can you hear me now? Just barely, huh? Well, I'd like to tell you that I have something to fix it, and I don't know that I do. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Let me get this up here a little bit. Does that help a little bit? No? All right. I just want to try something a little bit different. What I want is I'm trying to maybe bring a little bit of the sophisticate back too, and maybe if I just hold this here, that'll be a little easier for all of us. Get comfortable talking to you guys this morning as I wait for the tech team to get in here. I've been thinking about doing a little something separate from the show where, you know, I get a lot of feedback on the morning meditations, and I'm like, you know, we can kind of stick along the same lines, except I don't do very well personally with morning meditations. They don't sit super well with me. So I was wondering if maybe you guys would be interested in, you know, a little like a live audiobook style here. And obviously, I'm not making any money off of this or anything. I want to share stories that are cool to me, and you know, if it's something that people are interested in. And I'm going to pull up the chat over on the other side here to see if you guys can hear us. It sounds like there's no sound. Can you guys hear me or no? If that's a no, then why do you hate me, everybody? Still super low? Okay, give me a second. Let's try that. How's that? Nope. Nope. How about through there? Is that a little better? I've got it max volume and can barely hear. Okay. Well, then let's do this. I'll go back to another skit. So turn your volume down. And I'm going to keep doing this until either we figure it out together or you see me, you know, whatever. I won't. It's in poor taste to say what I was going to say. So, this is me. This is my childhood. If you want to get to know me, it's the best thing I can do while I try to figure out this sound.
It looks so much different. This is me right here. 4035 Bamberger. I always loved our block, man. This was, we didn't have, I mean, we had a fair amount of kids on our group, or in our block, but I just loved that, like, we had this canopy of trees that ran down the whole deal. This was a kid named Kirk Raymond's house. He was several years older than me. He was in Christy Roberts' class, so she would know Kirk. But we would have these games of war, and on this lawn right here, we would throw out, there was this, like, just old cantankerous dude. His name was Earl. And we would throw out all of our guns, all of our fake toy guns, hundreds of guns on his lawn here. And every kid from like 10 blocks around would come out, and we would like draw straws to pick which guns you got, and we'd run around the neighborhood playing war, capture the flag, something like that. And it was fucking awesome, man. So he was pretty cool. Earl was pretty cool. He was kind of strict, but he was pretty cool. And then we had these Vietnamese people that moved in here. They probably still live here, so I won't speak too ill of them. But I'm pretty sure they're the reason my dog ran away, because the fucking fireworks, non-stop. Oh, just non-stop with the fucking fireworks. My dog Sassy ran away because of them.
All year round fireworks?
But it was like, it was fucking, you know, not to be right, it was like Chinese New. Oh, they don't live here anymore. You know how I know? Because there used to be 150 pairs of shoes on this front porch, because there were, she still lives here, Steve. She's got to be 190 million years old.
Is that the car?
No, this house right here across the street. Let me just show you, bud. This right here is Gina's house. This right here was Gina's house. Okay. This was the house that you could not lose a ball in. Couldn't
I don't
lose.
know how you get a ball in
You
there.
couldn't. Well, like what my buddy Jordan lived directly across the street from me, so we'd be playing in his backyard. But like this was the place where, I don't know if she still lives here, but all that ivy and everything, it used to be nothing but plastic flowers, and like it was the craziest shit you'd ever seen. My buddy Jordan lived right over here. The Weisses, a few of them are in the group. They lived right here. This is where I honed all my basketball skills, in their backyard in the driveway over here. Buddy Kyle might actually still live here. I don't even know. But you can probably see that old, nope, they took it down. Hoop's gone. But this is where this is where it happened, bud. This is where it happened. And it looks so much different. This is me right here. 4035 Bamberger. We used to have 2 big Bradford pears that were right here. Those are gone. And then there was a super tall evergreen that sat right here in the corner of the steps. And let me tell you something about those steps. These steps right here, look at this masonry, okay? Best step ball steps in all of South City. I don't know if you guys got down on step ball too much in your neighborhood, but to explain it to our friends, maybe not from the area, we play with mostly with a tennis ball. You can play with a racquetball. Yeah, racquetball wasn't bad either. But you take your ball and you run up and you throw it against the steps. You're trying to hit it across the street for a home run. If it gets past you, it's basically Indian ball. You know, sometimes we could throw in doubles and triples, but I've hit plenty of bombs onto the porch over there. It was great. It was a one-way street. Is that Merrimack right there? Yeah, no, that's Merrimack, and then we have Alberta at that end. And so it's a one-way street, and we'd set up our goals right here. Actually, about where you're standing is where I beat Josip Tomas, racing from Amberg Park. This is where all the friends are sitting on the lawn over here at Jordan's house. They're sitting on the lawn at my house. I'm peeling down in my little Diamondback Outlook, and I'm gonna show off for them, give them a little endo. At about 25 miles an hour, I'd lock up that front brake. My face drug from about here to about right here, peeled my chin off. But that was the jam, dude. Like, there was this kid that lived in this house right over here on the other side of the Weisses. And nobody really knew him, but he wrestled this big piece of foam all the time. He was aspiring to be a pro wrestler or something, so he'd give it the fucking clotheslines and give it suplexes and shit. Didn't talk to any of us, never wanted to play or anything. He was an interesting cat. And I remember when his dad came home with a Chrysler LeBaron, I thought they were millionaires because he had a convertible. I was like this big. Right here was like the dad lived on one side. This guy was great. His name was Schmitty. He was fucking awesome. And we had a gal. The first dude that lived there was Joe Zaruba, and he was the shit. He was this old fucking world-class archer. And before he died, he gave us all these badass old recurve bows and shit like that. Super cool dude. After he died, this gal moved in, and she this was the mid 90s, so she was the Pam Anderson. She was on that train, right? Fucking hot pants, fucking bolt-ons, man. I remember when she first moved in, we don't get that many of those in this neighborhood. She was trash, but she was hot trash. Smitty lived here, and then these two were super cool. The dad lived downstairs, his son lived upstairs. He drove a Ford Ranger Splash, and I remember he won 30 grand. He had, and his was red with all the orange. Yeah, it was dope. And then this is where I met my best friend forever. This is Justin Nashevsky's in the group. This is where his grandma and grandpa lived, right here. And in that garage, that was our tinkering garage, buddy. We did everything in there. I told you about how we made the bottle rocket. The bottle rocket war took place back there. That little, where's it at? Where's it at? That little fucking scar right there, that's from a bottle rocket. Just get me right in the titty. That got me good. This was awesome, dude. There's this really cool Spanish family that lived here. And man, we ran the roost. We were down here. There was there was some older gals that we would, being the Boy Scouts that we were, we'd come down, mow their lawn or whatever. My buddy, another kid named Jordan moved in at the very end of the block, and they were this family that just had their shit together, you know, and like all the kids were like, yes sir, no sir. They were so I remember when they moved in, they were like from a fucking different planet. They were so smart and talented and everything, you know, super cool. So yeah, totally classically trained and like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, it was nuts. So.
And they could also hit your best pitch too.
No doubt.
They can still do that?
No doubt. Yeah, well, like that was the deal. I was like, I was the fastest kid on this straight, for sure. And like on from this street. Okay. And then this fucking guy shows up and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm more coordinated and better than you at everything, but you're a little faster. Fine. Fine. So I only walk you to the end of the block because this house right here, and actually JoJo, Mike's wife, she'll recognize this house here because her uncle lived right here. So on Memorial Day at Resurrection, we had that was our parish picnic. But this house right here is where my best friend Zach and John Paul and Justin, whose grandparents lived there, this is where they all ended up living. They moved down here. It was like Brady Bunch coming together. Ian, who we went to the El Monstero show with, he lived here. That's also coincidentally the first place that I ever got high.
Right there, huh?
Right there, that spot right there. In the back, little white like aluminum shed, like we were huddling in there in the backyard of there, and like.
Which direction?
Okay. Resurrection's behind us. All right, so we're back here at Kirk Raymond's house where we played war, right? Well, this garage was one of the jails, right, for one of the teams, right? I got handcuffed inside of that garage. They handcuffed me to a table, all right? I don't know how I did it, but I collapsed my wrist and I squeezed my, yeah, the Vietnamese definitely don't live here anymore. Squeezed out of there, and I got out, like, I was so happy to report back to my team, let them know. But the Vietnamese are definitely not still here because they used to have these little kiddie pools. And they put a privacy fence on our house, which that wasn't there. We had a chain link fence. But they had like little kiddie pools that they grew rice in. And these are the apartments right here where Bruce, the kid with the lady fingers, this is where he lived, the Romanian kid. All right. So back here, this is the back of my house right here, just to kind of go over. Had a little galvanized pool. It was a real fucking party.
Privacy fence?
No, it was just a chain link job there. Had the little, had a little galvanized pool. And this right here, in that upper right left corner, that's the house. That's where I was born. I'm not in there, but that was the first home that my mom and dad took me home to. So I grew up in this apartment here, or this 4-family flat on hydraulic, and then when we moved right across the alley to 4035 Bamberger. Yeah. So anyway, we're going this way. This is these apartments were always like they were right next to us. I didn't know like anybody that ever lived in these. Except for that Romanian kid, Bruce. But I can't tell you how much time I spent like in this little gangway. Like this was kind of the cut through to school, right? So like just run down here. It was great for playing war or whatever. Like it was our little hang, man. Totally. So this is the parking lot for KC's. It used to be a filling station. You were talking about riding bikes and having a place to ramp off. The parking lot used to curve up onto Kurt's grass, just like that, and it was fucking awesome. But then coming out here, this is Resurrection, right across the street. So this is where fucking all of us went, you know. But same type deal, right? Like I could get up if school started at 7:30. I could leave at 7:28 and be in my desk, you know, no big deal. I was changing the flag out here when my grandma had her heart attack in '96. My dad resuscitated her while he was driving, took her to Election Brothers right down the road. So like my lifelong dream is to buy this place. Like I'm still planning on buying it. I'll make a house of it, whatever. We always give it a little homage whenever we have fuzzball tournaments or whatever. We call our team the Hydraulic Street Lumber Company. That right there across the way was like a little senior center. And this is our church, dude. In our church, I had no idea how dope this church was because it was just our church. Like it was just what was regular for us.
I remember thinking how different yours
It's super modern, it's super contemporary, and even to this day, like we did Dad's funeral there. We got permission from the Vietnamese. There was a hostile takeover with the Vietnamese. They took things over. They came in, they took it over, and they've even changed it again since the last time I've been here. Vietnamese have like a distinctly different Jesus and Mary and everything. This one, it used to be a little walk-through garden where their Mary had like fucking like really like drag makeup. I cannot believe this, but this tree right here we buried this tree. There was a kid named Ernie Sharoni, and he and his dad and his brother were hit by a train. Ernie was the only one that didn't live. And so we had this whole dedication ceremony. I came out here. Ernie would have been in 8th grade that year, which would have made me like in 1st grade, maybe kindergarten. And we planted this tree, and it was like this little seedling right here. And now it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Ernie J. Scaroni.
Is it over there?
Yeah.
There you go.
1990.
There you go. Yeah, I would have been in 1st grade.
It's a monster.
It was just a little seedling that they put in the deal. That's where I was baptized. Like this was our baptismal. So it was like they don't even use it anymore, but it's really cool. Like they have this, huh?
Lit up from the outside.
Well, yeah. That was all stained glass in there, and then there's in the middle of it is like the basin that they do the baptism in. It's super dope.
Yeah, I bet pagans never built anything like that.
No, not at all. Well, and actually, what's interesting about that, and I got the deal somewhere, but it's actually the clacker on the bell. The church is in the shape of a bell from up top. So if you look at it, that's just the thing that swings in between the bell. And I didn't know a lot of this shit until I was, way older.
So if you look at it from like a GPS
Yep,
satellite view or whatever.
yep. Oh, we'll pull it up, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the Hayflinger's house down there. Yep, totally, yeah. We can just do a circle around and then we'll go in. But yeah, like that's the convent over there, which is hilarious.
Like a different color, like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it has like the different tone of brick.
No doubt.
And your church being like, is that really their church?
Yeah, like it doesn't have a steeple, or it does, but like nobody ever saw the steeple. Which is a funny story about that. It's really cool. When Father Wersch came here, he told this story at my dad's funeral. I never knew anything about it, but the bells weren't working, and he's like, he's talking to Mel, who was like the school custodian, and he wanted to get it working. They dove into the history, and when this church was built, the priest that was taking it over, St. Anthony's had been built like 10 years before, and they boasted about having the tallest steeple in Dutchtown. And so they built this one 6 feet taller just to be able to say that Resurrection had, which was just, the beginning of, all of the other times that, the beginning of all the times that Resurrection dominated St. Anthony's in just about everything. So this right here, this is Grand Central Station. For every kid who went to Resurrection, they know this house. This is Ray Hayflinger's house. Ray and Connie Hayflinger, Chad, Trey, Jamie, and Tara. This is where we made it all happen, dude.
Where your school picnic, like this is where
So the school picnic was all throughout the church parking lot back here. So everybody was partying at the Hayflinger's house every year.
That,
so where we went before, where I was telling you that JoJo would recognize the house, my best friend's house, that for me would be like the north side of the party, and then the real party was over here. And there was always some people hanging out at the Wankers or the Trumpers or whatever. But this, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there next. But this was the yard that we flooded. There used to be a giant pool, but we flooded this side of the yard to play hockey when we saved that girl's life. When Wayne saved that girl's life. I tasted my first cigarette, posted behind this little. We were fucking young little badass little kids. This is the churches. This is this right here is the rectory.
Yeah.
And then down there they had like a little food deal, and then we probably still see them, but they let us paint bases on the parking lot back here. So it was a perfect little diamond. It was a nice little setup, dude. We played football out here every day. We'd have a end zone here, end zone here. The only dream I ever died in. Oh, just because we're here, you got to turn. This is the house that I hit a bomb, bud. I hit a bomb, and this is where the glass crashed. We thought it was the window, but it was actually the old lady. So right now we're in an alley behind the Hayflinger's house. And so these were kind of the boundaries of our, there's a debate here. There's a debate as to what is the longest fuzzball home run hit by someone in our class. Joe Easy once parked one as a lefty on top of the garage. Okay, I as a righty hit that dumpster.
That's further.
It's further because it's fucking math. All right, it's guys. That's a bomb, bud. Now I don't know where it went. He might have lost it over the top of it.
But that's
It's a bomb.
monster.
Listen, that's a bomb. I'm not taking away from anybody.
That's a bit like he's got to get it high enough to get it over that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that his, no doubt. That dumpster. The dumpster further. I'm pretty sure. I might have that backward.
Way over that freaking thing.
Anyway, so we showed you the gal's house. All she ever wanted us to do, and dude, it's crazy to see the neighborhood just like overgrown and kind of all crazy because like there were these old pockets of older people that really just were holding shit down and holding it together. It looks like they got rid of our bases, which is punishable by jungle warfare. Anyway, so yeah, you're heading down towards home plate. This right here was the mound. They must have, they resurfaced it. There haven't been any kids playing here for a while, but about right here is your mound. You're standing about right where home plate was. All the gals would go up to the corner store. They'd get us sandwiches, and they'd come out here and they'd get their nails done, right? So we put on a whole deal. We built a handmade scoreboard. We made an actual Gold Glove award. Ray helped us. Spray foam, fucking painted it gold. We had the whole nine, dude. I had a dream. The only dream I ever died in was right here. I died right here. We were playing football like we always did. I go up to jump up to catch a ball, and this is how unrealistic it is. I go to jump up, buddy runs into me, smashes my head into the corner of the bricks there, and as soon as I fall, boom, this stairway to heaven drops out of the sky right by the garage up there, and so I was just like, oh.
Try to jump that high.
And no, I'm not trying anything. I mean, back in the day, I could have got up there, maybe. Maybe. But this dude here, the poor bastard, we had he's in the power alley. He's in the power alley. So we were peppering his fucking house with bombs all the time. J-Rob one time, no bullshit, J-Rob one time hit a ball over this dude's house, which is a real respectable shot. And he didn't, that happened often, it happened a few times, but because the porch was so short, we never thought like it was a bomb on those levels, because that's fucking forever up there. J-Rob hit it over this dude's house, never opened his eyes once. From the time the pitch was coming to the time it went over, he just closed and prayed, and he fucking hit a bomb like I'd never seen.
He just felt it or heard it?
I think he was just afraid of getting hit with it, so he closed his eyes and hit it. I don't know. Anyway, all right, so yeah, so the school picnic covers this whole deal.
That's what
Memorial Day. Memorial Day, this is where the whole thing was, and then that was where we would have the young kids would have recess on this parking lot, and then the older kids, 6th grade and up, would have recess on the cage parking lot. Which now when we think about it, that's kind of crazy. So the Wankers house, they actually still live there, Ken and Jude. It's the house right here on the corner. We can totally do it. So you were talking about the factory. This is probably what brings you into the neighborhood.
Yes, this is what I remember most about your neighborhood.
So I think Amy Arnett was just added to the group not that long ago. She grew up in this house. She was from, dude, there's the brickwork on all these houses are the shit. Like the house, if you look straight down to the end, right down this block, if you look straight down to the end, at the very end there, that's Joe Easy's house. The Earharts lived right here. They're in the page. Danielle Pennington, Becky Isley. She's always pretty busy on the page. But yeah, I mean, this was like home number 2 for me. The Wankers house. Me and Wayne were real tight.
Being a kid, I didn't realize how close it was to everything. I mean, you guys.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, we were all connected by, just real close to one another. I mean, oh, looks like they're selling it. Dude, I think Wayne already told me that, But that right there is like, they're the last hangers on of the resurrection crowd, you know. I think they did it for as long as they could, you know. But I've had more fun in that garage, in that backyard, and especially in that basement.
Oh, dude, saw Monty Python for the first time in that basement.
Watched Super Troopers in that basement. Fucking cried my eyes out laughing. And then yeah, so we get down here to this is Bingham. So you were talking about the factory noises. I can't tell you how many nights I sat up, you know, just drunker than Cooter Brown, and just listened to the steam whistles, you know. This, yeah, a little bit, but yeah, it's just a slow hum. And like we didn't, you know, Wayne's house was definitely the boundary. Like we didn't really travel that way too much, but down here it dead ends at like it doesn't dead end at Western Bowl. There's like a paper factory that's now like U-Haul. But like we would go down to Western Bowl, go bowling. I bought my first beer ever there. I was like 15 years old. Bought this new beer called Schlafly, and like it was fucking great. Yeah, man. Like this is the old neighborhood. This is the kind of the south end of it. Like we would go up that way a little bit towards St. Mary's. There's more kids that lived over there. Like you were saying, J-Rob, Brian Freezy lived over there. And the boundary goes the other way a little bit. I think we should do this series, and we'll just do episode 2. Tell some, you know, some more funny stories from here. But it's home, man.
Hey, it's the Hoosiers Facebook group.
Sophisticated Hoosier.
And we like to talk about love and other stuff that helps us, but mostly it's about cum. Most of the memes are about cum, but then we try to make your life a little brighter. Look on the sunny side, man, and then grab your lighters and smoke some of that weed. Do that ketamine, cause we're talking about the things that you love. It's not a sex cult. Yeah, I said it's not a sex cult at all. Okay, maybe it's a sex. Oh, it's definitely a sex call. It's definitely a sex call. Definitely a sex call. You gotta get in the bed gone. Good God.
Yeah, girl. You know I'm just looking for a little princess to shove a pineapple in my ass and spit in my mouth. Call me a pig and tell me to hold my jizz until your parents can come watch. Yeah. No, go ahead and make it 3 fingers. Alright, we can shoot for 4. Okay, baby.
And now it's time for Freaky Fun from the fan page.
Hey, Steve-O.
Yeah, buddy.
What is this place to you, bud?
This is it. Take a little peek around, because I used to play in this parking lot right in this area here. It's not as glamorous as it looks. Wasn't as glamorous. Right, if you come down this way a little bit too, you can see the edge of this blacktop. And we were talking about our old buddy Chad, Wayne Wanker, some of those guys. If we weren't playing at Carondelet, we would sometimes come down here until they put in the little parking blockades in there. But that was fresh black top back in the day, baby. Doesn't get much more.
That's where you want to play some hockey. That's where you want to play some street hockey.
No doubt. When you're
which was really the game of the South Side.
I think so.
You know, like we played fuzzball.
We wanted to be Blues.
But all of us, even me, not a big hockey guy, I loved playing hockey, man. It was my favorite game to play. We played in the streets. And I think each sport brought you closer to a different group of kids at a different school.
Oh, no doubt. We'd all congregate. All right, so you see the train tracks here, right? All right, well, my house, we'd come down here a little bit. We'd go underneath. Stacked is over in that direction. If you take a peek down this way, you'll see Stacked is down this road. The Perennial is down this way if you keep going down this direction. Well, we would ride our bikes around here. None of that shit was here then. Me and my sister are riding our bikes right through here, okay? So we'd come through and
There's like a chop shop over here. I'm pretty sure it's fucking some scandalous shit going on at this place at the right. You can see all the fucking shit. But then we have Monsanto and all this shit over here. Great, wonderful thing to be sleeping in the presence of. My house is right on the other side here. So my sister's cruising, I cruise. Well, you're supposed to take train tracks like this, right, Craig? And you want to come in at an angle like this.
No
so
doubt.
you're going across them. Come check like how this is. You know, there's a nice little gap here.
There's a real, yeah, there's a pretty fair gap there.
My sister's cruising in her 10 speed and she goes through here and her bike gets slotted right in here, dude. And she goes, phew, over her handlebars, okay? Her bike's still sitting straight up in the air. She gets all pissed off and we end up start walking home. She leaves her bike there. We get back to the house. My dad's like, what the fuck? You left your bike out there? And she's like, I'm bleeding, thank you. And he's like, you don't leave your bike out there.
Hey, real quick, guys, if you see a car like this that just peels around the corner in the hood,
yeah,
you at least put your head on a swivel.
Yeah, I noticed you started to detect something. We got the whole end of the story, didn't we? Where my dad. Okay, so my dad says, what the fuck, you're gonna leave your bike out there? And she's like, you're going to get it. She's bleeding everywhere. I'm like, I'll go back and get it. Me and my buddies come back up here to get it. It's gone. It's gone.
Naturally.
We were back in half an hour, 20 minutes. It's about a 10-minute walk from here to my house. We come back up here. We were on our bike, so we were like, yeah, we're gonna get the bike. We came back up here, bike is gone. It's gone, a new girl's 10 speed.
No doubt.
Gone.
Out of here.
This direction. This is where a lot of the knuckleheads would hang out here.
Sure, this is the Badlands.
When my stepbrother got his bike stolen, which I'll show you the spot where that happened, right down the street. When we saw this dude 5 times in a day, well, the spot where we saw him the last day, he was walking across here and we were like, hey, motherfucker! And he started sprinting across the bridge. We didn't know what we were gonna do. We couldn't do anything about it. And he started sprinting across the bridge and we're like, yeah! You know, like really, we're like, yeah, get out of here, man. This is our
You
town.
little hooligan.
This is our town. All right,
love
we'll set
it,
up
man.
the other shit. Let's get this stuff in the background here. You know, you can get me walking through it. That way it's just more natural.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome. This is
Where are we at here, buddy? You just showed me a little park.
This is my neighborhood. This is Alaska and Shermer, Tennessee is my street right down here. I'll take it. The old 7708 Tennessee, place where I grew up. Neighborhood looks about the same, to be honest with you. It looks,
That's awesome.
This is the street too, where my stepbrother, we were playing football in this street right here, and we would play one-on-one. We'd get each other one-on-one, we just have to juke each other out. I juked him out by that pole up there. If you, maybe you can zoom in on it, that no parking sign or whatever that sign is up there.
Okay.
You see it? The one on the left here.
Oh, I'm with you. Okay.
That one, yeah, right there.
Yeah, gotcha.
I juked him, went under it, and he went boom and smoked his head, split his head open, had to get like 25 stitches, was bleeding everywhere. Luckily, we were right next to my house. So this is one of the alleys we play in. We can go down
Well, I
this
think
way.
that's something like people that don't live in St. Louis might not know, but like this is where all the magic happens. We all have alleys that connect our streets, which is not the norm. Like you don't have that in, you know, Springfield. I don't think Kansas City really has it. No. So like the
alleys are awesome.
It's where we put our trash. It's where, you know, like that's the whole deal.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? All right.
Good.
Hi, pup. Ooh, good looking pitties.
Yeah, we don't want to get too much footage, but this is my old neighborhood. This is my house right here, the one with the trampoline.
This is your house right here with the trampoline?
This is my tramp. This is where I would have my hockey games on that back patio there.
Oh, sure.
I would announce my own hockey game and pick winners and losers, record it on tape, and then re-listen to the tape and be like, dude, Hall scored with 3 minutes left and we won? Holy shit, man.
Hey,
I can hit it.
How far did you hit a plastic golf ball back here?
Oh, fuck. I broke some plastic golf balls. That's a bad situation. I broke some. But I could hit a fuzz ball with like a wiffle ball bat, a tennis ball about to these fields. If you hit one to this field edge right here, you were blasting one out as kids.
That's a pretty good bomb.
We considered it a bomb. Now it doesn't look as big, but we broke the windows on our house playing. We'd use my house as a backstop. Sure. And bomb. Now a wiffle ball, if you can get a wiffle ball out here, you're crushing it.
Yeah.
We used to just consider over the fence a wiffle ball home run.
Totally.
But all the way from back there, if you were hitting a fuzzball into these guys' yards, because this was a real cool dude. He gave me fucking like Korean money one time, and I was like, fuck yeah, Korean wallet, Korean money. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I love it. This is the field. I'll take you over here. I think the Southside rapist raped someone right over here too. I remember this big hubbub right in this
Dude,
area.
that's something we've never really covered, but the Southside rapist was like our
Dennis
Son of
Rabbit.
Sam.
It was
like
nuts,
it was
dude.
for I remember
It was
for a
wild.
very long time.
I was on
like,
the news.
That was the news.
I was on the news.
They put you on the news?
No, I was in the background of the news. They were interviewing people about the Southside rapist.
And you're
I was
dancing like Martin Short?
Yeah. And this is the field. This is where I got lost, and my mom called like the entire FBI and SWAT team and everybody out.
And it's 2 houses down. It's 2.
I know, but
there.
that's like a series of apartments with like the old Cardinals players used to live there.
Was it Spanish Trace or no?
It's it'll come to me. Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I got lost in a maze of caverns and tunnels in there. And when I got back home, my mom had like 40 cops at the house, dude.
Well,
it was traumatic.
I don't know that you could really be too.
My neighbor who actually lived there, Joe Jones, he's the one who found us. So shout out to Joe Jones.
Shout out, Joey. Thanks. If not for you, we would have missed out on all this.
I used to have a fence here. I don't know. That's like the new open floor plan right there. It's not
Fences
bad.
are overrated.
But yeah, I'll take you around to the front of the house now.
All right, sweet.
You can shut it down if you want. Hey everybody, this is the little 3-way dead end that
this is awesome, dude.
I used to call home. This is where like one of the toughest kids. He was like, I'm gonna say it. He's like the toughest Caucasian kid, and then the toughest kid of Latin or African American descent. I don't know what the political
came from the
apartments. That's how it like ran in this little area here. I hate to say it.
No, that's real life.
But that's how it was, and they would. But we all kind of played together until shit went down, and then it was like meet right here, man. It's center between everybody, like, and this was our own little. No, there were 3 dead ends. There was no getting in or out of this area.
This is
Everybody
great,
knew.
Man. Like,
so this
especially back here, street hockey.
This is where we played street hockey. Said 1 goal there, 1 goal there. People didn't like us really playing here. Here's where Kessler's grandparents lived, right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right here in this house?
This left one. This one on the left. And then we used to catch fireflies in their yard over here.
Yeah.
You could have told me this was as big as 10 football fields as a kid.
Oh, sure.
And I'd have been like, hell yeah, it is, man. That place is huge. Mine's the second to last house here. Shout out to Randy for building that flower box the day my dad was moving out, which was a weird time in my life. You know what I mean? Like, Randy's out building that flower box while my dad's packing his shit up and going.
Hey, that's the work of a good mason right there.
It is. It's still standing.
That's a nice looking wall.
It's still, so that's my home, that second one. This is where I used to have fucking bicycle rides up and down the street. Strike the gold, I was always striking.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a nice Rottweiler in there
They do
now.
have a nice Rottweiler.
But this used to be a fence, and it's still, you can see it breaks down every so often, so the neighborhood kids can get back and forth, because there was always a ton of kids in this area that I wanted to play with. Like Sir Trell was my best buddy growing up, and he could do backflips. And I was like, dude, you know, Adam Sandler has that skit where he's like, I wish I had a backflip. I wish I knew how to do a backflip. And he'd just bust it out, like things would start getting hairy. He'd be like, poof, backflip. Everybody's like, oh,
Chad Heglanger always knew how to know when the room needed a round off back handspring.
It was, dude. So good. So yeah, this is kind of the.
This is home, huh?
This is the neighborhood Steve built. Is what they're calling it. And you can see this in the background, like if you see him over my shoulder, the Monsanto factory. That's what I used to go to bed, like listening to that
the steam
every night. Like all the different noises.
We had something similar. We'll see it here in a little bit when we go over to my neighborhood.
All right, I'm going to take you to 2 more spots. I'm going to take you to my grade school, St. Boniface, just see the front of that, and then I'll take you right down the street where my stepbrother, we got robbed at knife point for his bicycle, and it was hilarious. All right, guys, right up here, I was telling you about when my stepbrother got robbed at knife point. We were driving around, or riding our bikes around this hole. You can take a spin and kind of spin around here. This park that you're about to see coming up on your right, this was an abandoned road that went through here, like kind of connecting. It was actually that road back there went all the way down there, and so there were houses right in here.
Okay.
And after the flood of '93, those were all fucking just abandoned. On that road.
So how close did the flood get to your house?
Oh, we were underwater.
Was your house
River
underwater?
right there. We had water in our basement, but we swam in this. See this like hill right here?
Yeah.
Going down over that hill to that sewer down there was all water. Like I remember the shot truck, the hepatitis or tetanus shot people just came around in like an ice cream truck, and all the kids were like, "Dude, get them, we're back swimming," and the stupid. So that's what. Yeah, the flood of '93 flooded all this out.
Dude, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, and then we found a big bloated dead dog after that. We swore it was a bear.
We're like, dude, it's a bear. It must have been a Rottweiler that had been bloated. It was the craziest. It looked like a black bear, dude. Okay, so right up here, my stepbrother, we see this guy 10 times. He finally comes up to us, stops us about right here, and he pulls out a knife, and I'm like, and I'm going down this alley, right? I'm going down here. I figure I can get away. There's a street that goes over. I'm like, go, Dan, go. Dan's like, oh, hey, man, what's up? This bike sucks. It's got coaster brakes on it, and like starts like underselling his bike, so this guy won't take it. He's on a 10-speed, obviously older than us. And so I realize I come back through here. You can see down here, this is no place you wanted to be. We got stopped at like a real bad spot here. And like the biggest bully in my school, Eddie Starnes, lived in that white building, that white apartment complex. So we always had trouble up here. So I ended up being able to circle back around and come back around to see if Dan was dead yet. And so I circle back around and the dude's riding this way. He's got Dan's bike right here and he's riding away on the other bike, dude. And I'm like, oh shit, man. So we scurry home. There were firemen located down there. And we went to the firemen and we're like, dude, our bike just got stolen. And he's like, okay. Like,
what do we do about it? I fight fires, kid.
You should probably stop that guy from doing it. You know what I mean? And we're like, oh, he had a knife for fucking whatever. So we went home like a couple chumps. But then in that first spot I showed you, that's when we saw him one day. We're like, hey, motherfucker. And he's like, oh, shit. And started running. We were like, yeah.
Did you get the bike back?
No. Dan had a dyno VFR. And I told him, I go, when you come here, you take all the stickers off your bike. He's like, I'm not taking my stickers off my bike. I go, take all the stickers off. Otherwise, you're just going to be walking Target around here. So he's like, no, I ain't taking it off. That guy circled us like a shark for a whole day. We were riding around. We saw him 6 times finally. Remember, he looked like Gavin Rosdale from Bush.
Oh.
I was like, this guy's a good-looking dude. What's he doing? Fucking life of crime. He's probably got it made. You know, you think of those guys, you're like, what a South City outlaw, dude. And then we fucking saw him, he's needled out and shit, and I fucking probably karate kicked that fucking dude right in his face. Just kidding, if you're watching the show now, bud, we forgive you.
Just bring the fucking bike back.
Yeah, bring that VFR back, asshole. All right, we're gonna shoot right up the street here, head to St. Boniface, and then you'll know a little bit more about Hoosier Steve. Where I did all the major little Catholic things that I had to do, you know, second communion, or first Holy Communion in 2nd grade, reconciliation. I did not do confirmation.
Oh, you were closed by that point.
Yeah, they were closed. Closed when I was in 6th grade. Became this about 4 or 5 years after, but the inside of this thing is bad
cool.
To the bone.
It doesn't
with all
have
the apostles.
like seating up above.
Yes.
And then you're like kind of.
But that's where our most of the time was our lady who played the organ.
Yeah,
sat up there,
sure.
and we all sat in the front. And it had the 12 apostles painted like the Sistine Chapel on the roof.
Yeah.
And then Jesus in the middle. It was dope, dude.
This is cool. It's a cool style of church for sure.
Yeah, German, very German. So
yeah,
the priests live here. This is where all the kids.
This is the rectory, right?
Yeah, this is where all the kids would come fucking hang out before school.
I think it's still. No, maybe not.
It's a different school. It's like Gateway.
No, it's Cronolette Academy.
Yeah.
This is where our buddy Ryan teaches music.
This is all new. This wasn't here when I went here.
Well, that was the deal. There was a pretty big investment in this neighborhood back when I was talking about buying that bar.
Yeah.
There was one dude that was developing it up. He bought the Coca-Cola factory, which became Perennial, and all those lofts. But dude, there was a lot of money getting pumped in here. A bunch.
Yeah, Stacked is still one of the best.
One of the best burgers you'll ever eat.
So this is it. This is St. Boniface. This is the place where most of the madness happened from kindergarten to 6th grade. Slapped a girl's butt in the back of this place, had my first kiss in the back of this place. Like, a lot of good memories in this joint. Two of my favorite teachers ever, Miss Denise, my kindergarten teacher, and my Vietnamese sister, 2nd grade teacher, sister, Teresa Marie, 2 of the most influential broads. But I'll bring you right over here. This is where we used to have the fastest man. This is why I really brought you out here. This is where we used to have the fastest man. And Craig, I want you to time me as I run this, because I remember my old time. I'm gonna get my stuff out of here.
Not a good idea.
So we'd run from here. We can also test it. So back in the day,
hang on a minute. Let me get a line here.
We'd run to the last
we're at Michigan
thing.
and Steins right now, right?
We're at Michigan and Steins. There's a drive-by.
Kind of a 3-way point.
Big Bill's Auto Body. I remember there was a drive-by, and like one of the kids in our class actually knew the person who got shot, and we were all like, "Oh, Miss Dramatic." You know what I mean? It was like, "Oh shit, no, that shit happens." All right, so You keep a little timer on there. I'm gonna sprint down, and I'll say done when I'm done, and you stop the timer. Ready?
Okay, say done pretty loud.
I'm gonna go like this. That's why it's visual.
Oh wait, you want to let her get on the bus first?
Nope.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh God, I pulled something. Oh, the quadricep. The quadricep is burning. Oh shit. How'd we do? How we looking? Not shitting. Hold a quad.
I don't know. It was like 18 seconds. We're gonna have to go back to the tape. It was like 18 seconds.
You should be able to run it in 12-2. This is the other best place in town. Now it's called Susie's Market and Deli.
Yeah, what is it now? Or what did it used to be? It
used to be BK.
Just
BK
a little corner
Drugs.
store? Just a little.
I think it was called BK Drugs. Oh, that's where I go get my candy every day after school.
We all had that.
Yeah.
We
Get
all
my
had
candy
that.
right there every day. BK Drugs. My sister would go in there and get cigs for my mom.
Yeah, oh yeah. Have a little note.
Yeah. And that's it. This is my town.
It's a
This
great
is my
little
city.
spot.
Let's go.
Yeah, I left here at 1:15.
Hold on, I got something in my
I'm
guitar.
going
As
home
soon as
today.
I get this out, we're gonna finish this.
Please tune into the live feed so that you can see Steve take a guitar off the head. I'm clipping that. That's my favorite thing that has ever happened while playing live music on this show.
Yeah. We ain't nothing but everyday people. Living our everyday lives. Facing our everyday struggles. Yeah, we got different views. We come from different places. We all around different. But we choose to sit at the same table. I know what I am. Do you?
I am a Hoosier.
It's in my blood, it's in my veins.
Sophisticate.
And I ain't ever gonna change.
I am a Hoosier.
It's in my heart, it's in my soul.
Sophisticate.
I ain't afraid to let them go.
We are the Hoosiers.
And together we will stand.
Sophisticated.
Every woman, every man.
What you must know.
Hey y'all, listen to this.
Well,
hey, look at it. We at the Spanish Society jamming all night. If we get way too drunk, then we crashing inside. Cause we all brought a 10 and we knew this could happen when smoke's in the air and the beers are cracking. I'm playing Lorana. I'm knowing my luck is up. Lost all my money. The kid playing chuck-a-luck. I'm pretty wasted. I hope they don't kick me out. Now it's a party. Diane got her titties out. Ain't no party like a Southside party. It's an upstairs, downstairs, outside party. We got Craig on the mic. Steve strumming like you can't believe. Brian on harmonica and Angie on the tambourine. When I'm throwing washers, it ain't no more Mr. Nice Guy. We all come together when it counts. Shout out to Vibe Tribe. Hey, Bobby Battlehawk, I hope you like the new song. Wait a minute. Who's that dude with the Daisy Duke song?
How? Let me hear your Battlehawk cry. It's Bobby Battlehawk Show. Dude, man.
Through the highs and the lows, we're the ones you wanna keep close. Through the ups and the downs, we'll be around. Hey, one more time, babe.
through the highs and the lows, we're the ones you wanna keep close. Through the ups and the downs, we'll be around. I am a Hoosier.
It's in my blood, it's in my veins.
Sophisticated.
And I ain't ever gonna change.
I am a Hoosier.
It's in my heart, it's in my soul.
Sophisticated.
I ain't afraid to let them know.
We are the Hoosiers.
And together we will stand.
Sophisticated.
Every woman, every man.
What you must know.
Hey y'all, listen to this.
Well,
Well, maybe it is. We sharing our memes, we sharing our dreams, the drugs that we love and our favorite teams, discussing religion and politics, what we like, what we hate, and everything in between. We watching the show, Monday at 7, we might go to hell, we might go to heaven. Lord forgive me for my sin, I'm in Facebook jail again. Ain't no family like that hoe, so family tell the DJ we got a full house. No, Danny tell him turn it up, crank it up, light it up and dance a bit, then go talk to the boys about the benefits of cannabis, CBD, DMT, they know all about it, bro. Be glad to have a drink for support if you go without it, though. They love to talk and love to listen about anything. No matter what's going on, they about to entertain. It don't matter where you're from, it don't matter where you've been. I heard rumors about this group, pay no attention to them. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I fit in, now it's too late. Wait, what you mean? I already drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh, hey. It's Adam McChesney with Ms. Marketing. We specialize in lead generation, filling your pipeline, and taking care of your payments. Give us a call today.
Adam from Ms. Marketing took me from 10 leads to 300 leads in a month, and I became the strongest boy in the schoolyard.
He increased the revenue for my fit charter fishing business by 30% in 1 month. Ms. Marketing.
What was that Facebook algorithm? What was that Instagram? Ms. Marketing.
I know it's late, baby, but you got me thinking about my dream home.
Yeah, girl. You know, Bungeon Property Group doesn't just sell houses, they sell dreams. You know when the best time to talk about dreams is? In the middle of the night. That's why Bungeon Property Group is famously open 24 hours a day, so you can whisper sweet nothings in the middle of the night. Oh yeah. Tell me all your dreams of white picket fences, in-ground pools, and I'll find them for you. In an area with a low crime rate, general proximity to nice parks, walking distance to the grocery store, easy access to the highways. A place where you can offer a quality education to your children, all while feeling safe in your front yard while they play. Let me talk that dream house talk to you. Let me be your dream realtor.
Hey, DJ Shabba. Hey, ladies.
I'm gonna smoke a little weed, boy.
I wanna grow some trees, boy.
When I grow all the weed that I smoke,
And I blow all the trees that he grows.
and I smoke all the weed that I grow,
And I grow all the trees that he smokes.
well, I'm growing and I'm smoking.
So I go see Bo.
And I'm smoke what I grow, yeah.
Grow active solution.
And I'm growing the hydro.
Bo knows hydro.
And I'm growing the hydro. Bono hydro. Bono hydro. Bono hydro. Bono how to grow. Bono how to grow. Grow at the solution. Bono how to grow. Grow at the solution.
I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Want a poster looking like me. Checking the swamp man for a pretty girl. Being an outlaw in an outlaw world. Hey, I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Want a poster looking like me. Walking my hound dog, surfing that swamp. Catching crow that do the sweetly stomp. Everybody do the sweetly stomp. It's a stomp. It's a wiggle, turn around, a little tickle. It's a stomp, move your feet, head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to to Sweet Leaf.
Dude, man, get on down to Sweet Leaf Emporium and do that Sweet Leaf stomp, man.
Hey guys, it's me, Kippy the Crazy Koala Bear, and I'm here to tell you about James Carlton Insurance.
Kids, quiet down.
It's the best.
Kids, quiet down and listen to Kippy.
Grown-ups need insurance, and Uncle James can help.
Right on.
Grown-ups need insurance. He's got the best reviews on Yelp. Grown-ups need insurance if they want to protect their house.
Yes, sir.
Grown-ups need insurance if they want to properly bury a spouse.
That's a bit morbid.
Grown-ups need insurance if they drive a truck.
Okay.
Grown-ups need insurance just so they don't get...
Whoa, Kippy, you can't...
Well, I was just going to say
cannot.
get in trouble.
Okay, well, it
you
sounded
don't
like
want
you
to
were
get
going
in trouble.
Sounded like you were going to say something else. James Carlton, State Farm Insurance. You can find them online at carltoninsurance.net, or you can call them at 314-961-4800.
Native hemp inside of me. 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 I got 1,800 milligrams going real good down my throat. When I wake up in the morning and I need a pick-me-up, well, I grab my bottle of native hemp and I splash it on my tongue. Lap, lap, lap. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me.
Native hemp extract, available at HoosierSophisticate.com. Enter code HOSO, H-O-S-O, at checkout for an additional 30% off.